for GDFL Match of the Day. Round 11 at Bellpost Hill in Eastern Suburbs on this last Saturday in June. And the weather, well, we couldn't ask for much better at Bellpost Hill. We're back to the windy conditions that we're used to at Panther Park this afternoon. We're also coming to you live on 94.9 Guest FM around the ground here at Myers Reserve. And we welcome, well, we have to say we welcome two of the biggest men in local football now. I've got my usual cohort, Ron Brain, here, as usual, every Saturday afternoon. And a special guest commentator. We're getting the special guest at the moment. We've had Gus Primer, we've had Shane Grapsis, and we introduced Peter Walker this afternoon, the manager of Buckley's Gaming Centre. Good afternoon, Peter.
Good afternoon, Jason.
And welcome to the commentary box this afternoon. Now, Ronnie, we were up here last week, sensational conditions last week and a great game. This week, back to usual conditions at Bellpost, still what we're used to. The wind, we've had a bit of rain, it's a bit soft on the top of the ground, but it should be another good game against Eastern Suburbs, who unfortunately have a few senior players out this afternoon.
Well, yes, but don't be sort of bewildered by the youngsters that have been selected in the Eastern Suburbs side. I think they'll give a good account of themselves this afternoon, Jason. And you look at Sean Rundle, Sean O'Leary, two very good youngsters. Another fellow, Alex Fulston, wearing the number 30 Guernsey. I think you'll find that Bellpost Hill might not get it as easy as they thought. I still think they will win, but Eastern Suburbs, with the number of injuries that they've got, will struggle here this afternoon.
Well, you say that they've got Alan Rundle, who pulled out last night, Daryl Rowbottom's out, Brett Lavery, Graham Thompson, Anthony Morrow there, full forward, Morris Stevenson, Paul Cheeters and Andy Hutchinson from their senior side you'd think would be their best 21. So they are struggling for numbers a bit at the moment, but they've got a few youngsters, as you said, Sean O'Leary, Sean Rundle, and Michael O'Leary's captaining the side today in Alan Rundle's absence, and the two of the youngest captains you'd think in the competition, Michael O'Leary and also David Wall for Bellpost Hill.
Yes, certainly, and I wish them both well here today, and I'm sure we will see a great game of footy. As we mentioned earlier, conditions a little blustery, make the skill level a little tougher, but I'm sure the umpires will look after the boy first for the footy, and they are this afternoon. Jonathan Grapsis, Ben Kent, Centrals, boundary Jason Emond and Matthew Lehman, goals Peter Taylor and Felix Schultz. Take it away, Jason.
Andrew Reuter gets the first tap down towards Peter Lang. They're going to be important players this afternoon for Eastern Suburbs. Goes towards the half-forward line. Still in the centre square, though. It's kicked off the ground. We're going to see a lot of that this afternoon. Cameron Carr across centre half-back was the best player on the ground last week against Thompson. Gives it to Brendan Christensen back in the side this afternoon. Up towards centre half-forward. But Brent Loughton in front of Michael Batty takes the mark. And they'll be expecting a big game from this man this afternoon as well.
Interleague representative Brent Loughton, who did very well as well up at Baruga for the GDFL. A lovely left foot kick. Goes to the outer side of the ground, which the wind is blowing too. But Cameron Carr again has bought his own footy this afternoon like he did last week. Kicks out wide. Looks there for the lead of the number 3 Guernsey. Not listed in your program, but I can assure you it is a Lewis. And that is Sean.
It is correct. Now, Peter, quickly, you've gone for Eastern Suburbs, have you?
Yeah, I have. I've seen East play a couple of weeks ago, and I thought their backline's pretty strong, so hopefully they'll be able to keep the ball along the ground and out around the wings, and I think they're fairly strong in the back line, so we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's out there now on the wing on the outer side. Sean Lewis tried to give it back to Cameron Carr. He gets it again, pushes it out to nobody in particular. Now he's got some support. It's Brett Feldman in the middle there. He gives it back. Good play. The 1-2 to Sean Lewis. He's on half forward now. Paul kick off the boot. Had a bit of time to set something up. Good pick up by the big man there. That was Stosic. Over towards the vision of Lewis, but he falls over at the crucial stage. He's still there, though. On his hammer, Matthews. Back towards the half forward flank now. He's got a bit of pace to get away. Left foot kicks a beauty to David Wall in front of Shane Wembridge. He takes the mark. Wall now, Ron Brain's favourite player for Bellpost, still goes in towards the lead of White. Good pick up on the half volley, gives it to Nathan Lewis. Kick around the corner, is it going to bounce through? I think it has. Andy Reuter couldn't get back there in time, and Nathan Lewis has taken the kicked the goal, in fact. So good play there, and the 1-2, the Lewis boys again, Nathan and Sean, right across half forward.
Very good players, and I'm sure Popper, the president of the and father of those boys, would be overwhelmed with that piece of football. But let's go back to where it came from, and I'm going to congratulate the big fella, Ant Stosic, for vision in bringing the ball across the centre half forward with that little toe poke to Nathan Lewis, who set it up. Great goal, Bellpost Hill.
Now, you've gone for Bellpost Hill by how many points, Ron? Tell us all.
38 points.
38 points. I've gone for Bellpost Hill by 13. Brett? You're going for the upset as usual, Eastern Suburbs by 5 points. Now, Peter, you're off the bat phone. Good to hear. We've got 2 bat phones up here today. Ronnie usually has his. Just something going wrong at Buckley's, is there? Or is it all right?
No. Nev just rang me and he said Easter assert.
Easter assert. I can imagine he'd say that. 230-odd games or whatever he's played at Eastern Suburbs. All right, so 1 straight goal, 6 points. They lead Bellpost Hill by Nathan Lewis, and yet to score Eastern Suburbs. Back in the centre, Reuter against Moranovic. Reuter gets a tap down. He's been in good form this season too, the big man. Represented the interleague side at Baruga. Free kick found though. It's going to go into the middle for Bell Post Hill. It's Brett Osborne who runs away now. Kicks to the wing. Feldman and Nathan Lewis. Feldman picks it up on the half volley. He's going to have to get around the boundary umpire before anybody else. He kicks now up towards Bartolo who can't keep his feet. Wembridge getting across there. Overruns the ball. He's got support in Loughton. He gives it back to Lang on half-back flank, grandstand side. Gets around Wall. Hasn't got a lot to kick to though. He runs close to the boundary line. In fact, it's too far. Well tackled by David Wall and out of bounds on the full. In fact, I don't think it was out of bounds then. Sean O'Leary marked the ball in here, did he?
Well, yeah, but the umpire has assumed that the ball went out of bounds in the air over the line and has paid it that way. An error on his part, but the play goes on. Feldman's kick dropped short into the pocket. Gee, White, he picked it up well on the half volley, but again, the boundary line has beaten him, said the umpire, and I'm going to throw it in again, he said. Well,
he said Christian Scooter was one of the unheralded backmen. Well, he's all made us liars because he's lined up at half forward today.
There you are. Well, change as good as a holiday, and we see now some good work at ground level, and that looks like Lukey Thompson, good footy. Kick day there out of defence, not a good one. Drop short, Osborne in front, gets around the tackle, some fine shepherding Nathan Lewis, allows Osborne now to bang it up to full forward, fist away from the veteran, Johnny Stefanowski, good play, and he's got support at ground level breaking through half back, and it looks like Matty Hobbs.
It is, he gives it to Michael O'Leary at centre half back, who takes the mark in front of Tommy Sveljak. Little short kick again towards Irving, he takes the mark. In the middle of the ground now, trying to set something up. Not a lot on offer at centre half forward for him. He just holds the play up. He's going to go towards the outer side now. The long kick towards Matty Hobbs. It's up there now, surrounded. Roved off the top of the pack. Craig Whelan gives it back in towards Fullstone at centre half forward. Tries to handball. He's going to put Matthews under pressure. He did. Nathan Lewis, good tackle, but it's too high. And he'll take the free kick at centre half forward. That's Matthews. Goes towards Sean O'Leary. And he takes the mark at half forward, just on the 50-metre line. The lead's on from Murray. He elects to go long, though. It's one out back there. It's going to be a good kick. It's come around, but it's marked on the goal line. Matty Lewis plays on quickly and gives it to Cameron Carr. They're going to relieve the pressure.
Yeah, they certainly do. And he has a bounce, draws the player. Good footy. Over the top he goes to the gloved one. Just trying to pick him up, but he's got support anyway through the run there. And that looks like young McClure. Nathan McClure at half back for the Bell Post Hill side this afternoon. Good dash. Kicks it long to half forward. Can't find a teammate. And unfortunately for the Hill, it's gone out of bounds on that outer side of the ground.
I think you find it was Gibbs, actually, with the gloves on this afternoon.
And have a look at the lovely lass here this afternoon. They're trying a new look. The blonde sink rinse look. And she's looking a delight. Peter, what's your thoughts?
Well, actually, I was quite interested in Cameron Carr then when he run it out of the back line. We've had a lot of rain over the last couple of days and he's taken a bounce and kicked it long up the wing. So it does say credit to the Bell Post people for the condition of their ground. It's in pretty good nick.
It is, considering the rain we have had, Jace.
It certainly is. Fullstone had handball there to Hobbs out on the half-back flank on the outer side for Eastern Suburbs, but their boundary line was going to beat all players in. So we're going to have a ball up just on the wing position, outer side. One straight goal, 6 points, Bell Post Hill. They lead Eastern Suburbs, who are yet to score. Reuter to do the ruck work against Stosic. Reuter in front gets the tap down. Pack develops, good handball there in close quarters, out towards Michael O'Leary, up towards centre half forward. Maranovic can't take the mark, roving off the back of the pack. Matty Lewis, handball, Christensen, handball, Nathan Lewis. Now he's on the wing, he's being chased down by Shorty Peters, that's Dave, but he gets away from him, Nathan Lewis. He goes long towards centre half forward, over the back of the pack there. Good mark, sliding mark by Brett Feldman, getting away from Peter Lang, and he takes the mark at centre half forward.
Classy stuff, Brett Feldman. Better judgment on that occasion. Really committed his body, and the slippery surface actually helped him then, Pete, take a great mark.
He did, yeah, a good mark, and lining up, he's probably 35 to 40 out, I suppose.
You have no idea, do you, Peter? That's 50 metres, I'll tell you, and he's going to have to kick it a very long way, and he has done so. Straight through the middle, is it? Has it got there? Reuter on the line. I think it might be through. It is. Good kick by Brett Feldman, and his first goal, and Bell Post Hill second. Was that 35 metres, Pete?
Well, on this
I must be going blind.
There's no way he could have kicked 50 metres. I think they've marked the ground incorrectly.
Okay, well, on the Landers Bull Wisbowski, or LBW Chartered Accountants, first quarter scoreboard here shows that Bell Post Hill 2 straight goals.
You're on that Ron Barassi stuff. You're on that Ron Barassi stuff, aren't you, Pete?
Too right.
Well, Eastern Suburbs yet to score, and time check, fellas. We've been going about 9 minutes of this first quarter.
Back in the centre now. Maranovic gets a tap down towards Tommy Sveljak. He's fighting for the ball. He can't get it though. Feldman's in there also. Michael O'Leary on hands and knees. Reuter tries to kick it off the ground. Lang, good use of the body there. Can't get the ball out or kicked away there by Fullstone. It's still pushed towards Nathan Lewis. He's soccer tactics off the ground as well. Osborne's in the middle also. Pack develops in the middle. The umpire lets it go. Maranovic's there also. Now he's going to have to come in and ball it up. And he will do so. A secondary bounce in the centre square. 12 points the lead for Bellpost Hill. Feldman and Nathan Lewis, the goal kickers. Reuter and Moranovic both get a little tap to it. Feldman, good handball back to Nathan Lewis, who's knocking up kicks at the moment in the first 10 minutes of the game. Out wide towards Wall and Wembridge. Michael Batty slips over. Will Oughton's there, keeps his feet, gets around Bartolo. Very cool in a crisis. Nobody to kick to in that occasion though. Sean Lewis, handball's good to Tommy. Sveljak from 55. The kick to Stossick's a sensational kick. Can he take the mark? Oh, pay it, umpire. Oh, he hasn't paid it. Dylan Smith in the last line of defence clears up. Short little kick towards Tommy Sveljak at half forward. Slips over. Smith followed it up. Can't pick it up at the second attempt. Sean Lewis is over there. Good pick up too. Tries to get around one too many. Handball back in board. Bartolo's there at half forward. Can they set something up from here? Scooter tapped it on. Was it a throw? No. Reuter handball over the top to clear the plate. They're going to be able to recover here. Eastern Suburbs go long towards a wing. Leading out there. Can't take the mark though. Was Peter Grovstanovsky, and it's going to be a boundary throw in on the wing.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good at Bellpost Hill on that occasion. There's some good work from Sean Lewis, constructive handball, good running by Tommy Sveljak, setting up a nice passage of football. The mark not being paid by the umpire to Ant Stozic, and a little bit hard done by.
Grozdanowski taps it down to Peters, who gets a quick left foot kick around the corner. Matty Lewis leads in the race for the ball. Can't control the ball, though, and sees the ball over the line at half forward for Eastern Suburbs. And our favourite umpire's back this afternoon, Jonathan Grapsis. And guess who didn't pay the mark?
Jonathan
Grapsis, correct. I was talking to him on Thursday night. I said to him, you better have a good game today because he's on the camera again. Free kick picked out this time by umpire Kent. It's over the shoulder, and Grozdanowski at half forward to take the free kick.
Yeah, the Shark is a veteran of many games with the Suburbs. Good kick too, a low trajectory, and in these conditions covered a fair distance, but unfortunately for the Eastern Suburbs side, Aussie's there, and Brett Osmond now breaks clear at half-back. He's run right across the ground. It's about his fourth bounce, and now he's got time to steady. Poor chasing there from the hill, lovely pass, and he's hit the best man on the ground so far in the game, Nathan Lewis here at centre wing.
Goes towards Wall and Wembridge. It's over their heads. Getting back there was Gibbs. Kicks off the ground past Sean O'Leary. Handball by Bartolo is a sensational. Wall, who just burns off Wembridge. The kick in towards Reuter at centre half back. Off the ground, Stefanowski from White's hands. Good kick too from Jacko. In towards the middle of the ground. Pick up there by Grozdanowski. Held without the ball. Should get the free kick and does so. And he will take the free kick in the centre square for Eastern Suburbs and try and set something up.
Yeah, Cameron Carr just a little overzealous on that tackle, and good umpiring. Sees now that the Shark goes short and finds another veteran, Peter Lang. Oh, gets around Moranovic on the mark. Good footy, hand pass. Oh, put him under a bit of pressure. That was O'Leary, I think it was.
Yep.
Caught one a bit high, and Mick O'Leary now takes the free kick and set half foot. Hand passes to the run of Reuter. Quick kick up forward. O'Leary up there as well. No, it wasn't. It was an actual fact Nathan Murray, and he looks a bit different in the long sleeves, but he couldn't take it. Should have actually marked the footy. The ball's now been cleared to half back, and I think you'll find that young Matthews has been penalised for the Suburbs, caught in possession, and guess what? Nathan Lewis takes another possession.
Yep, goes up towards Wall and Feldman. They work the 1-2. Then Bartolo comes in. White on the lead from in front of Stefanowski. There's nobody in support, though. They've got the numbers here, Eastern Suburbs. Smith, handball over the top. Matty Hobbs. Good tap on two. Michael O'Leary. David Peters in the middle of the ground. Shorty now can handball to O'Leary. Now he elects to go long with his kick. He will now. The lead's on from Murray, but it's 3-on-1 here. In front was Hancock. Getting back there, Matty Lewis. Also Osborne and Moranovic. So they've got the numbers here. There's nobody in support for the Eastern Suburbs forwards. Across the ground is a good kick. Switch of play. Christensen to relieve the pressure of Bellpost Hill.
Yeah, great footy, Bellpost Hill, and the Panthers purring here at the Panther Park. Now, yeah, good tackle, Lag, because he's held up Nathan Lewis. Stopped the umpire, paid the whistle, but Lewis continues to play on. Kicks up long, and Tommy Sveljak dives at the footy. No mark paid. Good tackle there from the Suburbs. Looks like Loughton it is doing some hard work, but again numbers against him, and he'll clear the footy at half forward through the agency of Tommy Sveljak. Lovely footy, and has hit David White right on the chest with some fine passage of play.
Pete, they're moving the ball back into the centre pretty well, aren't they, Bellpost Hill from the flanks?
Yeah, it does look like lining up, but Bellpost Hill might have dropped a man back. They're kicking against a bit of a breeze, but they look like they might have a man set back in the across the half back line, and Eastern Suburbs don't seem to be penetrating that centre half forward line. It's coming out very quickly, and Bellpost are working the ball very well. A lot of handball, like that young fella just had 4 bounces across the goal mouth and around the wing. It's very, very good, entertaining.
David White's kicks for goal was offline. He missed, so 1 behind. So 2-1-13, Bell Post Hill. Eastern Suburbs yet to score. Doing the kicking out, Andy Reuter. So probably nobody to kick to ruck-wise for Eastern Suburbs. They kick towards O'Leary at centre-half back. Can't take the mark. Pack developed, and umpire Grapsis will come in and bounce the ball about 60 metres out from the Bell Post Hill goal. And I don't know whether that would be a tactic I'd use. Reuter kicking out.
No. Unusual, but umpire's making the players earn everything on a mark situation. Hey, Leary for mine, mark that.
Yeah.
The ball's a bit heavy and slippery. You've got to give the bloke a benefit, don't you?
Fullstone in the middle of the ground now, kicks towards Matty Hobbs, but finds Nathan Lewis, who's had about 10 kicks already in this quarter. In this first term, certainly best player on the ground so far. Kick towards the lead of David White. Tries to pick it up at the half volley and then tap it on. Can't do so. Out the back towards Fullstone again. Quick kick. He goes out towards the wing, running at it. David Wall, who sits and waits. There's Nathan Lewis again. He hasn't got Wall to kick to on this occasion. He has to go longer towards Feldman and Tommy Sveljak. Getting back there, Sveljak tried to use the body, couldn't take the mark. At the bottom of the pack there, Feldman, and also David Cook's favourite Eastern Suburbs player, Alfie Delamonico, in the back pocket. He'd love it if Alfie was here today, and Cookie was here. Alfie Delamonico, but we couldn't get Drago up for a senior game this afternoon.
No, Cookie'd be a bit disappointed about Drago's absence, but never mind. Let's continue on with the footy, and here he goes, Mr. Casual himself, Brett Loughton. Lovely left foot kick into the centre. Looks there for the lead of the Shark, Peter Gradovsky, but he can't trap it. Ground level Matthews, good work. Gave it back to the Shark. Gradovsky to Peters. Ducked, got rid of the football. That was good play. The run there of Fulston, whose kick goes short. And again, the Hill mob up nicely at halfback.
Matty Lewis it is now, who just measures his kick towards the lead of David Wall in front of Wembridge. Can't take the mark. Tapped away by Wembridge. Nathan Lewis, and it looks like Matthew Hobbs might have the job on him now. He's on the wing. Free kick for a hold there. And Nathan Lewis in front of the commentary box will send Bell Post Hill into attack again. Goes long towards Feldman. It's over his head. He runs back with the fly of the ball. Sveljak, Luke Thompson taps it forward. Back towards Sveljak now. Tommy keeps going. Gets easily around Irving. Measures the kick beautifully towards Brady Osborne at half 40. Plays on now. He's got time to set it up. He should goal from there and has done so. Good finish, Brett Osborne. And
Great
good
footy.
play, Bell Post Hill, for their third goal.
They're teaming very well, Pete. And, let's have a look. 16.5-minute mark of the first quarter. They've now got a 19-point lead and looking quite comfortable.
Yeah, they are. That Tommy Sveljak, I think he's been under everything or in everything since the game started.
What are you calling him, mate? A wet blanket?
Oh, I think he's all over the place, isn't he? He's playing very well.
Danny Irving off for Eastern Suburbs and Craig McGough on. And Matthew Hobbs has gone straight on to Nathan Lewis now. So he's been moved on to Lewis, who's had at least 11 kicks in this, 12 kicks in this first quarter.
Absolutely started.
And McGough straight into the centre for Eastern Suburbs. So they need his heart at the ball attitude, I'd say, in the middle of the ground.
Certainly.
So he's in there with Michael O'Leary, Peter Lang and Andy Reuter, probably be their 4 most consistent players this season. So they certainly need something from those 4.
Right knee heavily strapped, though, of Craig McGough.
He's had a bit of trouble.
Not 100%. But let's hope he can get through it okay.
3-1-19. Eastern Suburbs yet to score. The Hill in front. Reuter, great play to McGough, straight on the ground. First kick long towards full forward. Murray, kick off the ground there by Hancock. Back towards centre half back. McGough straight through. Doesn't take the ball, but takes the player out. Good play. Kicking in danger. Free kick. And Fullstone at centre half forward for Eastern Suburbs to take the free kick.
Alex now, what's the story of Alex Fullstone? I haven't seen the kid play before, but he looks okay.
Here's McGough. He's straight on the ground. Does he kick the first goal? He does. Instant play from Craig McGough. The handball from Whelan was great. And, well, there you go. First change for Eastern Suburbs off the bench and a goal for them. And Craig McGough, his second kick, in fact, and first goal of the day. 1 straight goal, 6 points. Bell Post Hill 3-1-19.
Well, about time, if I may say so, Pete. I know you've picked the Suburbs here this afternoon, but it's taken them 19-minute mark of the first quarter to draw first blood on the scoreboard. Now, you mentioned earlier, they've got a slight advantage. Wind favouring the Geelong's end of the ground.
Yeah, I just don't think, Ronnie, that they're using the ball well enough. They're not using the wind and taking a long kick out. They're more apt in just playing around with it. They're putting guys under pressure with their handball. And I think they've got to go a bit more direct.
Reuter taps it out towards Christian Scooter. He taps it towards centre half forward, pushing the back. Feldman will get it against Delamonica there. Still in the centre square. So he'll take the free kick, Brett Feldman now. Looking for the long lead from White. He goes in that direction. He slipped as he kicked it, so it's going to fall short. And Loughton chops in at centre half back. and he takes the mark, and he's had a few possessions also at centre half back. Yep, this afternoon. Short little kick by him towards Lang, going to be under pressure from Bartolo, but he's strong enough to take the mark.
That's the short and the tall, isn't it?
Handball to Wembridge is good. They're going to set something up, are they? Reuter at half back takes the mark, was going to take Osborne on, gets around on his right boot, goes in towards the middle of the ground. Feldman keeps his feet, gets around two. That was Fullstone and Matthews. Now he drops it, and he's got pressure from Alfie Delamonica. There he goes, right foot kick long towards the lead of Murray. Hancock with him. It's going to be near the boundary line. Hancock will see it over. And inside the 50-metre line for now for Eastern Suburbs.
But getting back to Suburbs, pussyfooting around a bit, aren't they?
They are. I think
short.
They're not going direct. They have got a bit of a wind advantage, and they should be just banging it straight out of that muddy patch in the middle and getting it down to the dry areas. So
a boundary throw in now, about 45 metres out from the Suburbs goal. Murray to do the ruck work against Nathan McClure. Free kick found over the shoulder. Moranovic was in front of that ruck contest, and he'll take the free kick. Goes short towards Bartolo. He takes it on 50. Try and push the Panthers out of defence now. He goes to the middle of the ground. Batty, a long lead. Loughton with him. Reuter falls over. Loughton can't take the mark. They've got the numbers though. McGough there. Good handball. O'Leary sets him up. Little left foot kick around the corner towards Grozdanovsky. Good little tap onto Fullstone, who couldn't take it with him. Cameron Carr. All players having a bit of trouble with the slippery conditions now. McClure, good hand pass out to Matty Lewis. Short little kick in towards the middle of the ground. Osborne, he's there. Can he handball over the top? He does so. Having to sit and wait. Sean Lewis, he's got a paddock to run in though, the young kid. He can run on. He's had one bounce on the ground. He's had two. He comes to 50. Stefanowski comes at him. He gets around him easy. He's going to kick the goal. He goes long. Oh, and he just doesn't finish it off well. Out of bounds on the full. He did everything right up until the kick.
Yeah, but I'll give a bit of credit to Fulson there, the 30 Guernsey. He chased him, and just as he was about to kick the football, pushed him in the back, unbalanced the youngster, and needless to say, he's missed the woodwork completely. But for mine, he could have been given another kick because the push was definitely there.
Luke Thompson in the last line of defence for Eastern Suburbs to kick the ball back into play. He goes towards Wall and Reuter. Batty goes up, pushing the back there. In fact, it was holding on and Reuter to take the free kick in between the back pocket and half-back flank grandstand side for the Eagles. But he hasn't got a lot to kick to on the wing here. So he goes short towards McGough. He takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes long towards the wing position. Leading out there was Hobbs getting back there. Good play by him, couldn't take the mark. They've got the numbers here, the Bell Post Hill. Moranovic long towards centre half forward. Oh, Lewis over the back. Great mark, Sean Lewis.
That's the mark of the afternoon, Jason Doherty. The youngster.
Oh, good kick too. Jeez, he's composed, isn't he, for a young man? Great kick to David White on the lead there in front of Stefanowski, and White will line up for his first goal. He's kicked one behind from about this position a few minutes ago in this first quarter, and they lead by 13 points, 3-1-19. Eastern Suburbs one straight goal, 6 points.
Big future, Sean Lewis, I'd suggest. 17 years of age, Peter.
Yeah, he's very, very good. Very good hands.
So David White now just doing his boot up, and instructions from David Cook, the coach of Bell Post Hill, to Brett Osborne, just while White takes his kick on the boundary line.
Jace, all your many years of football, in between the trips from the lounge room settee to the Kelvinator.
Yes.
When does an umpire make his mind up and say, well, the conditions are that damp that first hands on the ball and you pay a mark? Like, we've had a couple of instances already in the first quarter.
Well, obviously not this wet, I don't think. I think it probably has to be a little bit wetter and a little bit slipperier for them to pay the first hands on the mark, but there's a couple of... That O'Leary mark, I think it's an half-back should have been a mark. Because he got two grabs at it, that was the thing, I think. But I don't think it's wet enough for that quite yet. White's missed the kick again, so he's second behind. I just think it has to be probably a little bit wetter for it to be paid first tap. But there's been a couple of instances...
Can I ask you a question, Jason? How can it be a little wetter? It's either wetter or it's dry, isn't it?
A little wetter than what it is at this
Jason.
stage. Is that okay? You're putting me under the hammer, you two, today. Yeah. Oh, so.
Certainly hope to.
I'm not the special comments man today, you are. We're supposed to be asking you those in-depth questions. Kick out by Eastern Suburbs by Loughton's a good one, but there he is again. Sean Lewis at half forward takes the mark, kicks it back in towards White. Gets to the front of the pack, can't take the mark. Batty quickly to Wall, one-step kick, good vision out towards Feldjack. Oh, can't take the mark, he dropped the chest mark. Thompson on his hammer. Tommy gets around him though, can't pick it up. Good pressure from Luke Thompson, held his feet too. But Tommy's still in there at the bottom of the pack. Gives it to Nathan Lewis, close to the boundary line, kicks around the corner. Oh, it's very close to the goal line, and Loughton sees it over for a rush behind to Bell Post Hill. So 3-3-21, Bell Post Hill, Eastern Suburbs one straight goal, 6 points on the Landers, Bull and Wisbowski Chartered Accountants. First quarter scoreboard here at Bell Post Hill this afternoon.
25 minutes gone of the first quarter. Margin is 14 points, and Bell Post Hill Panthers enjoying that lead as the full back now finds McGoff at centre half back. He goes very defensively. Out wide, kick not a good one. Looking for Mick O'Leary. Can't find him. Boundary throw in, half forward. Out of sight of the ground. Bellpost Hill into attack into time on in this first quarter. 14 points, Bellpost Hill.
Boundary throw in now. Reuter and Moranovic to do the ruck work for their sides. Reuter gets his left hand to it, taps it out towards Cameron Coe, has to sit and wait, gets one high, no free kick. Pack develops there, O'Leary, handball to nobody in particular. Bartolo runs through, can't take the ball with him. Oh, there he is again, Sean Lewis. They reckon up kicks, these Lewis boys. He goes in long towards Stossick, getting back there. Smith, handball was good by Feldman. Smith chops it off though for Eastern Suburbs. They've still got the numbers there, Sean Lewis again. Handball, Feldman on the boundary line, good vision. Back to White, that was good play. He could have stepped away a goal.
And Johnny Stefanowski could have given it 50 metres
And
away.
And has.
Well, yeah, should have been paid the first time because he was a bit late on the tackle. And a certain goal here, I'd suggest. David White, he's had 2 shots at goal and has been left on the first occasion, right on the second of the big sticks. I would suggest from the goal line, he'd have to kick this, wouldn't he?
Well, you'd hope so, because I've already marked it down, and he has. So his first goal and Bellpost Hill's fourth. They go to 4-3-27. Eastern Suburbs 1 straight goal. So 21 points of difference on the Landers Bull and Wisbowski Chartered Accountants first quarter scoreboard here at Panther Park this afternoon. So just those Lewis boys, Sean and Nathan, my goodness. Fought their own footy this afternoon to have a kick with. And you've marked them down already for your 2 best players.
Yeah, I have, and very impressed with Brett Osmond as well.
Yeah, he's played pretty well too.
His game has been quite good. A good link man in midfield for the Hill. Brett Feldman is always busy, likewise Cameron Carr.
And Stefanowski off for that 50-metre indiscretion. And coming on to the park is Gordon Collins. And Brent Loughton back to centre half back. And Dylan Smith across to David White at full back. We're at 28-minute mark of this first quarter. Great hands by McGoff to O'Leary. Sets up Matty Hobbs at 50 now. He's not a very deep kick. He goes long now to Murray. One out against Hancock. Getting back there. Oh, Matty Lewis. Running back with the flight of the ball. Takes a great mark in the last line of defence for Bellpost Hill.
Took a ton of courage, Matty Lewis, to do that, and he did it well. Chips a little pass into the leader of... that looks like Mark Hancock in the back pocket, and he kicks now looking to Christian Scooter.
Good roving off the front of the pack by David Gibbs. Goes out towards Batty against Loughton. The big boys are going to go at it now on the wing. Loughton tackled by Batty, then tripped or played on. The umpire had the whistle in his mouth too. Loughton goes long now. O'Leary coming from the back of the pack. Oh, can't take the mark. And slipped over. Gibbs is there, well shepherded. He can kick it across into the centre of the ground. He's going to put Matty Lewis under pressure because Peter Lang's taken the mark. He also had David Peters in support. He goes on Shorty Peters now. Runs across. He runs around in circles. Gives the ball back to Reuter in the middle of the ground. Short little kick, good kick too. Good vision, finds Fullstone just inside 50.
Better football, more purpose there. And by going back, just created that space and sufficient time there for Andy Reuter to pinpoint with a lovely drop punt pass. And Alec Filson, who's been quite busy for the suburbs, has got the footy at centre half forward. Chips over the top. Poor checking Bellpost Hill defence. And an opportunity here. Looks like Shorty Peters, it is. David Peters, the 48 Guernsey, long sleeved underneath. Opportunity here, distance 45 metres. Bruce coming from his right shoulder to his left. Drop punt, he hasn't made a really good contact with the footy, wobbles through the air and is well offline.
So they're first behind for the day, Eastern Suburbs, 1-1-7. Bellpost Hill 4-3-27, 20 points of difference. Close to quarter time here at Panther Park, Myers Reserve. And the kick in by Gibbs, short to Matty Lewis. Around the boundary line, he goes towards the big man, Moranovic. It might beat him out, it slips there now. Reuter, good play by him. He keeps it in, hands and knees. Lewis is there, that's Nathan. He can't keep it in. It's going to be a throw in at half forward. Commentary box side for Eastern Suburbs. So 20 points to difference on the Landers Bull and Wisbowski Chartered Accountants scoreboard. Boundary throw in. Moranovic in front, Reuter behind. Moranovic straight towards Hobbs and McGoff. McGoff slips over at the crucial moment there. Lewis was out when he kicked it, and the boundary umpire's called out of bounds on the full. So there you go, he was out of bounds as he kicked it. But the free kick's going to be taken. It's going to be Peter Lang on the wing position to take it.
Played okay too, Pete. Taking some nice marks.
And a father on Thursday, he was.
Congratulations, Langy.
Thomas, a young boy, goes short towards Michael O'Leary. Good punch away, Matty Lewis. And saw the ball over the boundary line at half forward.
Okay, now Eastern Suburbs into attack. Ball members side of Panther Park here, Myers Reserve. As we wait now, boundary umpire brings it back into play. Moranovic in front, but good use of the body rorter. But again, can't find the target. Looking there for Mick O'Leary, who's just signalling to him. Yeah, a little bit further up towards the goal mouth, thanks, Andy. So he can run through and collect the footy, which makes sense.
Yes, it certainly does. Boundary throw in now. Moranovic, the front position again now. Reuter works to it, gets his fist to it and taps it in that direction. Getting back there, Nathan Lewis. Oh, look at that. Kicks it away. Batty and Loughton. Loughton keeps his feet now, both over. Now, how the umpire could pick a free kick out of there, I do not know.
Yeah, good vision, though. He saw the hand inside. Yeah, had him by the
both
arm.
of them did it. Loughton's got the free kick, though, on the wing position. He goes long now with his left boot. Oh, pack there in front. Good mark. Did he take it? No, he didn't. Nathan McClure. Murray tackled out the ball and will get the free kick. Played for it beautifully there. And Nathan Murray will have a kick for goal inside the 50. And hasn't seen much of the ball this afternoon.
Just about his first, I wouldn't say touch, but it will definitely be his first kick.
Yep. So Nathan Murray now. He has to aim it at the right-hand goal post. He goes out in that direction and then kicks. The wind's taken it, though, a long way across the goal for one behind. So pretty hard kicking from that flank by the looks of it this afternoon.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad effort, though, from the youngster. Just over the top of the big stick.
He has let out for the ball well, but
Yep.
they seem to be, as I said earlier, the one extra man in the back line, he's always outnumbered, and it making it very difficult for him.
1-2-8 Eastern Suburbs. Bellpost Hill 4-3-27. Gibbs to kick in. Oh, poor kick too. Looking for Matty Lewis and Moranovic there. Peter Lang chips in, and Lang's going to have a shot for goal from about 35 metres out. And
could be a costly mistake here, David Gibbs, the full-back at Bellpost Hill, who played a very good game last Saturday, but a little indecisive on that occasion has been costly. And Peter Lang now an opportunity here from 40 metres. Very slight angle, drop punt, is good contact at plates. I think you'll find again the breeze may have just caught it at the last moment. It has. And as I said, conditions are a little tricky up here with this cross breeze this afternoon. And players from both sides just can't find the centre of the big sticks.
Gibbs on this occasion goes long, very long towards Sean Lewis, who takes the mark and plays on quickly. A bounce around the wing. He can have another one. He's nearly at half 40. Drops the ball though, and the only hammer there was Johnny Matthews. Tackles him without the ball, but Sean Lewis again, just doing it easy. Short little kick towards Osborne, just outside 50. He takes the mark. So great switch of play there. Comes back in now. The lead was on from White. He goes in that direction. Scooter's out there also. They've got a number of players. White traps it, taps it on towards Feldman, but Dylan Smith gets a kick around the corner. Out towards Nathan Lewis, who leads Matty Hobbs in the race for the ball. Sean O'Leary comes at him. He gets around him easy. Then he trips over. He still keeps it in front of him, though. Oh, good play, Nathan Lewis. Matty Hobbs is back there, hanging on there, Sean O'Leary. But it doesn't matter. It's siren time for quarter time here at Bellpost Hills Home Ground Myers Reserve, and they lead 4 goals, 3-27, and Eastern Suburbs 1-3-9. They had a couple of opportunities late in that first term to kick goals, Lang and Nathan Murray, but they couldn't do so. So Bellpost Hill a 3-goal lead at quarter time, 4-3-27, Eastern Suburbs 1-3-9. The goal kickers Feldman, White, Osborne and Nathan Lewis for Bellpost Hill, while Craig McGough has Eastern Suburbs only goals. Boys, they had a bit of a chance in that final few minutes to get a couple of goals, Eastern Suburbs, and make use of the breeze, but they just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, they certainly did. Started to get a bit more ascendancy, a little bit more purpose, Eastern Suburbs, in their game. But again, having just a bit of trouble at half forward. Good pressure, and I think Peter Walker, the manager of Buckley's, assisting us this afternoon, mentioned in that first quarter that Bellpost Hill appeared to have someone loose in defence, which was creating a lot of extra pressure for the half forward line of the Suburbs. And needless to say, they've paid penance here at quarter time, trailing by how many points? Let's have a look. 20, no, it's 19. 18 points. 3 goals.
You right now, Ron?
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Actually, I haven't written the Suburbs off. I thought that the way they came back at them in that late stages of the first quarter will hold them in good stead for the ensuing quarters. But Bellpost still a pretty well-oiled unit, Peter.
Yeah, well, the last 3 kicks at goal that they had, they're all from roughly the same area, and they really should have driven 1 or 2 of those home through the big sticks, but, you know, a bit of breeze across the ground just pushed it across the goals. Very unfortunate.
better players in that term. Just before we break here on 94.9 Guest FM for GDFL footy. First of all, Belpost still, well, gee, you can't go past the Lewis brothers. Nathan and Sean. Very impressed with Brett Osborne. I thought his first quarter was terrific. Special mention to Cameron Carr, Brett Feldman, and of course, I thought David White, even though he's only kicked one goal too.
He's leading very well to the ball, isn't he?
Focal point. He's been handling the ball pretty well, and when he on a half volley, he'll tap it out and trying to set up other opportunities for his forwards around him. So pretty good game so far from David White. Just needs to kick a little straight up. Eastern Suburbs, a little bit tougher to find better players, but I thought the Shark, Johnny Drozdowski.
Peter.
Did I say Johnny?
Yes, you did.
I did, Peter. Sorry, Pete, but I thought his quarter was pretty good. Other players that came to notice, Brett Lout at centre half back was quite busy. Peter Lang and Andrew Reuter, the big ruckman, has done quite well against Maranovic.
Well, while Peter Walker gets the bat phone at quarter time, we'll go to a break and be back with the second quarter here at Myers Reserve. The home side in front by 3 goals on 94.9 Guest FM and Guest Video after this.